العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلائق أجمعين سيدنا وسيد الأولين والآخرين حبيبنا وحبيب إله العالمين إمام المرسلين وخاتم النبيين أبي القاسم مصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الهداة المهديين المعصومين المظلومين واللعنة الدائمة على أعداء الدين أجمعين. أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى عز اسمه في محكم كتابه ومتقن خطابه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يؤتي الحكمة من يشاء ومن يؤت الحكمة فقد أوتي خيرا كثيرا وما يذكر إلا أولو الألباب. He grants wisdom to whom he pleases, and whoever is granted wisdom, it is indeed an overflowing benefit. But no one will grasp the message but men of understanding. The topic for my speech today is reason and how we can reflect on ourselves. The verse I recited earlier is from Surah Baqarah chapter 2, ayah 269. The verse is also linked with the prominence of our Imams and the reason behind a person's worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Reason is generally defined as the power of the mind to think, understand and form judgments logically. Abu Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked what is reason, to which Imam replied, reason is by which Allah is worshipped and a place in paradise is earned. If you see, Allah has sent no prophet nor messenger on this earth without perfecting his reason. To understand our obligations toward Allah, we have to reach a height of excellence in his dedication. A person first has to raise himself to that standard where he can understand Allah and his obligations towards Allah. And the best way to follow is follow the teachings of our Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, his successors, who are the men of understanding, and his family members. Once Jibreel alayhi salam came to Prophet Adam alayhi salam and asked to choose one of the three things, religion, modesty, or reason. So Prophet Adam alayhi salam chose reason. When Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam ordered religion and modesty to withdraw and leave reason, they say, we have been instructed by Allah to stay with reason wherever it may be. Similarly, find another hadith that Abu Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained that there was a person from Bani Israel who used to worship Allah devotedly in a green, lush island with clear water. So an angel happened to watch that person, asked Allah, kindly show me the rewards meant for that person. When he was shown the rewards by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they appeared to be very little. Upon this, Allah suggested him to go and stay with that person for some time. So when the angel went to stay with that man, so that he can find out why his deeds are so low. So the next morning, agent remarked that, oh, this is such a nice place to worship Allah. This is the best place where we can worship Allah. So that man replied, there is one defect in this place, that my Lord has got no animal. If we had a donkey, then this green land we can pasture it, and this green grass cannot get wasted. Then Allah replied to the angel and say, my rewards are in relation to a person's reason. And reason is the power of a man to think, understand and form judgments logically. So you see, this man was famous for his worship in that whole place in Bani Israel. But just because of his mentality, the way he used to think, his rewards just went so low. It also gives us a good lesson that you can never please everyone. So sometimes you just have to let go some people. This brings me to my next point of reflection. If you go to a job, the most frequently asked question is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? The whole objective behind that question is not to make a note of what are your actual strengths and weaknesses, but to see if you are a person who analyzes yourself or not. Because if you're the best employee can be who can analyze himself, and rather than the employer tell you what your weaknesses are, he can just improve himself directly. So that's why that question is mostly asked. So now I'll give you some questions which you can go home and reflect on it. If we can improve our spirituality and reasoning, then we have gained something great. So did we improve in 2016 from 2015 in terms of charity, in terms of praying, coming to mosque more, or helping more people? What can we do differently in 2017? How many religious books have we read in this year? How has this Muharram made us a better person? Which bad qualities can I leave behind tonight? What are the good qualities I will take on board from this new Islamic year? And are we really ready for our Imam and his mission? As I said earlier in my speech, the best way to understand Allah is to follow the example and teachings of our Prophet Muhammad and his successors and family. But it is not the easiest of ways to follow. Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, Imam Ali and Janab Sayyidah Salaam Alayha, all have struggled. They have struggled a lot for Islam. Similarly, Imam Hassan has struggled a lot in Islam. Imam Husayn struggled. He is the martyr of the highest rank. He has given his companions and family members in the sands of Karbala. There is the struggle of Bibi Zainab from Sham-e-Ghariba. The struggle of Imam Sayyid Sajjad. His head is down not because he is in chains, but the women are without hijab in the courtyard of Yazid. They are without hijab in the market of Sham. His jihad is the biggest when it comes to the Imam. He's got the biggest jihad because he has to go from Karbala to Kufa, and then from Kufa to Sham, then from Sham back to Karbala, and then from Karbala to Medina. His imamat was one of the toughest imamats. You know, the first order he has to give as an imam was to his aunt, Bibi Zainab, and his sisters, that we have to save our life and leave the tent without hijab. There's a riwayah from the will of Imam Sajjad in his last times, when one on Imam's body, the signs of poison were very clear. He asked his sons to lie him on the floor. His son said, your body is weak, you will get hurt, we can't put you on the floor. But he insisted and insisted. Then when they were lying him on the floor, he said, lie me on the sand, this is my will to you. His sons asked, Baba, what will is this that we have to lie you on the sands? He said, I remember my Baba's body lying on the sands of Karbala. Without any shroud or anyone to help him, how can I lie on a cloth in my time of death when he was on the burning sands of Karbala all alone? Ala la'natullahi ala qawmi zalimeen. Allahumma salli ala.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Oh, salli ala Muhammad. On behalf of the management committee, we would like to thank Maulana Maqbool Sahab for taking up our invitation on this last minute and helping us during the Ashra Zainabiya programs and having his Urdu Majalis on the series of the khutbah of Imam Sajjad. Before I call upon Maulana Sahab to conduct his last Majalis of the series, just a reminder of the program for tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow the program starts at 7:30 p.m. with Namaz-e-Maghribain. English Majlis will be recited by Sheikh Shabir Hasnali. All are requested to attend on time. I would now like to invite Maulana Sahab forward to the member of Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
وأشهد أن لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبنا الله